were kidnapped by the Gulf Cartel, just hundreds of feet from the United States border.
Tens of thousands of illegal immigrants are pouring across the United States southern border on a daily basis. Yes, it is an invasion of the United States, but where does it start? How does it unfold? Well, the team from muckraker.com decided to find out. Take a look.
In 2023, nearly 250,000 illegal aliens entered the United States every month. Nearly all of these illegals followed the same mass migration trail that starts in Quito, Ecuador, and ends at the US southern border. So, we decided to follow the trail ourselves. Along the way, we discovered secret Chinese staging hotels, crossed through the world's deadliest jungle, embedded with an illegal alien caravan, rode the Mexican train of death, and finally,
that's part of a brand new documentary from the team at muckraker.com, and I'm joined by the team that put it together, Josh Rubin and Anthony Rubin, brothers who followed the exact route and the invasion from start to finish, and they join me now. This is an incredibly hard story to follow. You're going through jungles, you're going through raging waters. This is not an easy story. It's why so few journalists have actually uncovered this story. What made you decide to follow this invasion from the very beginning?
Yeah, so we were I think I've told you this. I came on your show. We actually had a document that said, hey, this is the Chinese plan to get to America. We start in Quito, Ecuador. We go through all these different countries, and then we wind up at the U.S. southern border. And there was just a PDF document that I was sent from a Chinese illegal alien in the Darien Gap. And so that had just been on my mind. It's like, why don't we just go follow the whole thing? I don't know that anybody's ever done that. And so that's exactly what we did. And to my knowledge, we're the first people to do it. There was some other YouTuber who went through the Darien Gap and rode the train of death. But other than, he didn't really get into the NGOs that run it or the United Nations plan behind it. And that's what we talk about in the video, like the whole blueprint, the whole plan behind the thing, as well as obviously taking you through the trail. So it's really one of a kind. I don't think anybody has ever done anything quite like it.
Our friend of the show, Michael Yon, of course, former Green Beret, excellent investigative journalist, has really been in the Darien Gap in Panama for a number of months, and of course cataloging and providing at least routes and passage for individuals to see where the Darien Gap leads to the United States. But you went even further than that and got into some really dangerous situations. Can you talk about, well, give us an example of where you really ran into danger, and did you fear for your lives?
Well, do you mean in the Darien Gap or in the entire journey? Because, I mean, obviously we got kidnapped at the end of it. We had to sleep on top of moving trains. But as far as the Darien Gap goes, we crossed through, there's 3 routes to cross through the Darien Gap, Quereto, Copper-Gana, and Akandi. We went through Quereto, which is the safest of the 3 routes. But it's still very dangerous. You know, you can still get a waterborne illness. He ended up actually getting E. coli and salmonella, which, you know, could have easily been from, the Darien Gap, drinking some contaminated water. There's people walking around with machetes and guns and rifles, whatnot.